Yeah, really proud of our group, and I told him after the game I thought we were really fun to watch again. And I know that sounds weird, and not to say that we didn't enjoy them the games prior, but something was missing. I just didn't think we moved the basketball, played well with each other. I felt like we really did that, maybe more than anything else today. I think that was the story of the game, to have 19 assists again off those 27 baskets, and keeping in mind probably most of the ones that were not assisted were probably on Kate steals or other people's steals, and getting some fast break points there too. So when you get easy baskets, and obviously when you make your first couple shots, and when you make your first 9 shots, things tend to kind of go better for you. But we really thought this was going to be a game of runs. It's a really explosive team. We feel like when we're playing well, we can be an explosive team as well. Kind of told our kids before the game, it's probably not going to be one of those where you have the lead the whole time. You got to make sure that you're playing, and not hanging your heads when things don't go well. Fortunately for us, I think we kept the lead, if I'm not mistaken, the entire game. So a really good performance for us. Proud of our kids. Happy for them that they can kind of enjoy this one today. Yeah, I think the ball movement today. I think we, when things aren't going well for you and you're really competitive, you try to make a lot of plays, and you're trying to, hate to say, almost try too hard. And maybe that happened a couple times today. I think we have a lot of kids playing with a lot of pride that really want to have this thing end well. Sometimes you try to do too much, and even probably as a coach, things aren't going well. You want the ball in this kid's hands. All right, let's get this. And, that's probably not when we're at our best, when the ball can just kind of be moved around. I still believe when the ball moves around, it still finds the right people. The right people still get the right number of shots. And, I think we played with a lot more trust today, and I think that was apparent. And I think a little more open shots today, which leads to you making a few more. I'd like to think that we defended them a little bit better, but I think it's also one of those things where, playing at home, they had a lot of energy last time. I think today we played at home for a different cause, playing with a lot of energy. Sometimes, to be honest with you, as a coach, you realize these things. The ball goes in some days and the ball doesn't go in some days. I think it's contagious too. So when they were starting to make some shots, and they made some really, really tough shots last time, like I said, I think we defended them a little bit better, but, we also made some mistakes, and they didn't always make those shots. It's two good teams. It's two explosive teams. The fact that both games were maybe not necessarily as close, I think just means that there's two really good teams that if you play 10 times, it probably is pretty close between the two of us. And, they do a really good job over there. I thought they were prepared. Today was just our day. I'm glad she got her career high. I think she played really well. Came out of the gate really, really. And just I felt good about her today. Sometimes you never know with your players, but I really thought she was locked in there before the game. I know her family was there today. That always helps. I know she maybe would have wanted to have a few of those back there at the end. So she still got her career high. That's great to hear. Maybe even more than the 26 points. I thought she drew some fouls, got to the free throw line a little bit, made her shots from 3, but I think those 10 rebounds were pretty huge. I think those 5 steals were huge, and I think most of those probably led to points on the other end. She blocked some shots today. So I just thought her presence allowed us to play with some different lineups. She still rebounded when she was playing with only one other post player. She rebounded well when she was with 2 other post players. Some other players played really well, but I thought she was kind of that catalyst today. I think you look at her stat line here today too, and maybe opposite of Kate in the sense that would she have 5 points? But 9 rebounds. She had 7 assists. Thought there was maybe a stretch in the second quarter where maybe she forced the ball a little bit too much, and casually reminded her of where we want the ball and kind of how we want her to attack and where we want her to attack from. I thought she was fantastic. I think we struggled a little bit when she was out of the game today, but she was again. We said Kate was a catalyst. I thought Grace was in a different way. And that the ball moved. Sometimes it wasn't for her to have 7 assists was great, but I thought there was a few times today where she just put the ball in the right spot. She moved the ball. I said during one of the timeouts, you're not getting credit for that assist, but you moving the ball that allowed Sib to come off of that screen and get an easy basket into, I think it was a screen and roll with Addie. When she's good, we're good. You could probably say that about a few kids, but it was just, like I said at the beginning, really fun to watch the way that the synergy between our team today was fantastic. Yeah, I said this after the game too. I mean, probably didn't think about it until after the game, quite honestly. I think we talked about it. We've talked about this, and I'm not the only one. It's affected some pretty directly, some players and some families on our roster. So I think that was a big deal. We talked about yesterday. We're not going to just say that this is bigger than basketball. We're not just going to say that we're playing for a cause if we're not going to have some traction behind that. So maybe that gave us a little bit of a boost. But you try not to make this about yourself. But it'd be lying if you take a lot of pride in over the years these pink games that I think we've been able to be fortunate enough to come out on top. A majority of those. Again, you don't want to make it about yourself. You don't want to make it anything extra. But I think being able to be at home, thinking about things, conversations with family, with Molly, there's a different feeling after a game like this that you can think back positively, know that you're making an impact. You're lost some money today if you want to look at it that way. But that's for a great cause, and very happy to do that, and really appreciate everybody else that contributed and helped out as well.